Explosions rocked multiple cities across Iran.
Effectively closing the Strait of Hormuz.
The conflict has all but frozen commercial shipping.
Rising tensions in West Asia have pushed global oil prices higher, exposing the country to supply disruptions and price volatility.
Where explosions are reported, a missile hit the service center of the U.S. Navy's Fifth Fleet in the country.
Across the world, conflict is disrupting energy markets, shipping routes, and supply chains. In some countries, that has meant higher food prices, rising transport costs, and warnings of an energy crisis. But in Malaysia,
dulu susah juga lah, tak ada dapat bantuan ni kan. Banyak bantu tu.
Sarah yang macam kita tahu untuk keperluan dapur lah kan, barang-barang keperluan.
Hanya RM8 lebih, mana ada mula.
Financial support like this definitely help SME in Malaysia.
the contrast is striking. Global turmoil abroad, but relative stability at home. So why does Malaysia feel different when the rest of the world appears so uncertain?
Actually, Malaysia definitely is not economically immune to the war in the Middle East. So we are actually a small open economy. So we need to import food, industrial input, pharmaceuticals, machinery and intermediate goods from the other countries. So when there is a disruption in the global trade, for example the war in the Middle East, it will actually affect the prices and the availability of the essential goods. We are more resilient compared to many other countries. We have a diversified economy, which means we are not depending on certain economic sector. And then our prudent macroeconomic policies led by the government, and also some government interventions that help to cushion the impact of the external shocks.
One of those buffers is energy support through the Budi Madani Fuel Assistance Program. Through targeted subsidies, eligible Malaysians continue to receive subsidy for RON95 and diesel. Operators of public transport and goods vehicles also receive similar support. That matters because higher fuel costs do not stop at the petrol station. Once transport and logistics costs rise, businesses pay more to produce and move goods across the country. Those higher costs eventually move through the supply chain, from factories and farms to shops and households. But cushioning that increase comes at a cost. The government's monthly fuel subsidy bill rose from about 700 million ringgit in January and February to 5 billion ringgit in March, before peaking at 7.5 billion ringgit in April. Food production support, including Budi Agri-Commodity and agricultural input subsidies, also helps contain farming costs at a time when food prices remain high globally. Direct assistance through Sumbangan Tunai Rahmah and Sumbangan Asas Rahmah, together with programs such as Jualan Rahmah Madani, helps lower-income households manage rising living costs.
STR, saya dapat STR. Kegunaan untuk barang rumah lah, barang rumah. Barang memang STR ada. Dulu susah juga lah, tak ada dapat bantuan ni kan. Banyak bantu tu.
For households under pressure, even small savings on daily needs can make a real difference.
Sarah yang macam kita tahu untuk keperluan dapur lah kan. Beras, minyak, makanan-makanan yang boleh kita simpan. Ya, membantu, alhamdulillah.
Hanya RM8 lebih. Mana ada mula. Tadi beli RM2 lebih, sekarang RM5 berapa ringgit lah. Lupa lah. Belum sampai.
Tak sampai RM30 kan?
Jimat.
Ada.
Jimat kadang-kadang beli ayam juga.
Support is also being extended to businesses, with more than 15 billion ringgit in financing and guarantees provided to help micro, small, and medium enterprises manage working capital pressures and remain operational.
Of course, the increase of fuel, logistic and material costs will significantly affect emerging APC business. As a Malaysian engineering company, most of our projects we've been awarded months before the actual delivery, and typical delivery times about 12 to 18 months. So the increase suddenly of the cost and material, we cannot pass this directly to our customers because this will affect our relationship and the contractual value. So the SGPP guarantee has been very helpful because it gives us bank greater confidence to continue support our financing needs. With this support, we are able to purchase our equipment, material and pay our logistics on time so that we don't have delay in our project deliverable. So we are very happy that government have this SJPP guarantee platform and support to the SME. For emerging, financial support like this definitely help SME in Malaysia.
Together, these measures absorb part of the global shock before households and businesses feel its full impact. But these buffers are not unlimited. The longer the crisis continues, the more expensive it gets to maintain them, and the greater the risk that disruption spreads to food, medicine, and manufacturing.
Instead of the household bearing the entire burden, now the government temporarily absorb part of the cost. It does not make sense to have unlimited buffer initiative. For now, the government already spends a large amount on subsidies. So what the public can do is use subsidized goods responsibly. The public can avoid unnecessary fuel consumptions, maybe use carpooling or use the public transport to reduce the fuel consumption, reduce electricity and water wastage, and then avoid panic buying of essential goods, because if there is a panic buying, then it will affect the supply and price also. Besides that, the consumer can also support local products. So if the consumption has been reduced, then the government subsidy bill will also reduce, and it will help ensure sufficient subsidies or supply for everyone.
Today's relative stability should not be mistaken for a guarantee that the pressure will not intensify. The longer the disruption lasts, the more important it becomes for households to plan ahead, spend carefully, and use resources wisely. Han Yuzhu, FMT.